Howdy, we got some breaking news from Texas, and it ain't too good, but it's news you can prove. Check this out. We got farms in Texas right now, all over, closing overnight, closing down because they have lost 100% of their workers. Now you already know why they lost the workers. Immigration and the ICE, the results of that's the problem. But see, what's going on is not only have they lost the workers, they have also, they're beginning to lose crops in the fields, livestock not being taken care of. This is right now. Texas farms.
Oh no, this is so sad. There are a bunch of white Texas farmers who are losing their farms right now because guess what? 100% of their workforce vanished. Wow.
So Texas farmers are losing their farm, and because their workforce, which consists of illegal immigrants, aren't working.
Them farmers really thought we was going back to them fields. They really thought we was going back to them fields.
Guys, welcome back to Team Tessie Reaction. Kindly, if watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share and comment. So guys, in today's video is about Texas farmers. Texas farmers are wrecked out. They are now closing their farms because nobody is working their farms, because the workers were the black people, the managers were the black people, the engineers were the black people, and they are not showing in their farms. So kindly guys, let's watch this video and then we'll come back with more reaction. All food credit goes to the original creator of this video. Let's watch and then we'll react it later.
Workers? I like salad, y'all. I mean, what we gonna do? I'm not going out there. Y'all should have left them folks alone. Now look at us. We already overweight, out of shape, high blood pressure. Now we ain't got no vegetables. I am just waiting on MAGA to report to the fields. It's your turn.
Oh no, this is so sad. There are a bunch of white Texas farmers who are losing their farms right now because guess what? 100% of their workforce vanished. Wow. So all those people, who got eyes called on them, they were working on the farms. So now that they're gone, they cannot sustain the farms. You know what's crazy about this video? Because I talked about this like 2 months ago when Trump brought over all these South Afrikaners, farm people, where we find out that they were not really even farmers. And I was talking about this and found out that a few of our dear white farmers here had started losing their farms because of promises that were made to them and was not kept by this administration. So now it's trickling down to some other farmers because now their workforce, they're gone. And I was seeing somewhere where somebody came over, and it was a Caucasian man. He came over from Twitter and he was like, y'all, a lot of these farmers, white farmers, they thought that black people were going to come and work for their farms. There's a lot going on in this country right now. Us heading into possibly World War II. But this is a conversation just to kind of talk about right now that people are kind of seeing I guess, what's the word? I can't even find the word, but the decisions that they made, they are coming back to hunt them. Let's just say that. So sorry to hear this, but yeah. So I do hope that some of these Native Americans that did lose their lands, that they do get back some of these farms that are being lost.
And there's reports now that some farmers have 100% of their workers not showing up, and they're being forced to shut down. In South Texas, they grow grapefruit, they grow oranges, lots of different citrus varieties, leafy greens, onions, potatoes, peppers. So not only are the prices of what we can get going to go up at the grocery store, but also there's going to be massive food waste if there's nobody picking these crops when they're ready to be picked. I hope MAGA likes a diet of strictly processed foods.
Next up on the FAFO tour, Texas farmers. One day, these farms in Texas had hundreds of workers tending the fields and the livestock, and the very next day, all of those workers are gone. That's what has happened in Texas. And entire fields of crops are being left to rot because there's no one to pick them. Livestock, like dairy cows, that have to be milked twice a day when they're lactating, there's no one to tend to them. These farms are going to go under. And it's not going to just affect Texas farmers. This is going to affect the breadbasket of the nation very soon. Most of these farmers voted for the felon-in-chief. And now they are reaping what they have sown, quite literally. Is America great yet? And all of these red-faced, conservative MAGA folk who have complained for years about these illegal immigrants are taking our jobs. It's funny, they're not lining up to go work out in these fields for that low pay out in the hot sun. And what's unspoken is many of these farmers and many of these racists thought that we Black Americans were going to rush out there because they have come to believe their own racist stereotypes and lies about Black people. And they did. They thought we were going to line up to go work in those fields. Ha ha, tricks are for kids. Our ancestors already been there and done that, and they were not paid at all. They were forced to work in fields, whipped and tortured. This is a new day. And so I suggest everyone who has ever complained about illegal immigrants taking our jobs, you get you some 100 SPF sunscreen and get your ass out there in the fields if you want produce, period, in your grocery stores. And think about this. This is going to have a ripple effect. Think about all the businesses that are vendors and customers of these farms. There's no one to buy fertilizer, farm implements, pesticides. Many restaurants that are farm to table, where they're going to get their meat and their produce. Racism is expensive, and it is going to be the ruin of this nation. It's already playing out. So again, I ask, MAGA, are we great again yet? And when are y'all gonna go out to Texas and all these other areas that need work and start working the fields, since you're a patriotic American? I'm waiting to see when that's going to happen, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
All right, MAGA, get out there. Where are you at? You got your jobs back. You got your jobs that were taken from you. Get out there. Get out there and start working. Get to work. America first. Get out there. 100% haven't shown up to work due to immigration raids, Texas farmer says. America's migrant workers are terrified to work, but unable to stay home. So get out there, MAGA. You got these jobs back. You took them back. You voted. You got your guy in there to get rid of all of those migrant workers. So get out there. Get out there and start working. But for real, I want to shout out to the undocumented migrant workers, as they were deemed essential in 2020. They stepped up when this nation needed them most. They have my utmost respect. They should see a pathway to citizenship. Period. Period. They were deemed essential workers, risking their lives in one of the most hazardous jobs in the entire U.S. labor market. They have my full respect. Thank you for your service and your contribution to this country.
So Texas farmers are losing their farm, and because their workforce, which consists of illegal immigrants, aren't working. I don't care. I don't care, and majority of us with hearts and brains and knew what this man was going to do and what it was going to cost people, including you Texas farmers, yet we don't care. You hated people so much, even your own workforce, so much that you voted for this man and went against your own self-interest. And I don't feel sorry for people who continuously do that. And that is majority of us is at the bottom. Majority of us are at the bottom. We are not the 1%. We are not the billionaire class. We are the working poor. All of us basically are the working poor. And you voted against your own self-interest because of your hate. And you thought that, what, black people was going to come and work at these farms? No, shove that idea up your ass. And I'm being very serious. And I'm saying that in the nicest way as possible, as I can. It's not going to happen. You voted against your own workforce. Immigrants are the backbone of this United States of America. And you allowed this man to do all of this. You voted for this. So you guys can lose your farms, lose your equipment, lose everything, especially your land. So these billionaires can come up and buy your land for pennies on the fucking dollar. This is what you get for voting for your hate. Your ignorance couldn't allow you to vote for someone amply qualified for the job. And now you got a set of people that is in this administration that is DEI hires, not qualified at all in any way for the jobs they are placed in. And it's costing you everything. Have the day you voted for.
Them farmers really thought we was going back to them fields. They really thought we was going back to them fields. You know what? My mother was the first generation on her mother's side not to be brought up on a plantation. Not to be brought up on a plantation. That's what I said. My grandfather had a 3rd grade education, but he left my mama 2 houses, property in the bank, property and money in the bank, with a 3rd grade education. And guess what? He worked in fields. My great grandmother worked in fields and cut that cane just like a man. You hear me? And if you think that Eddie Lewis and Victoria C. Jones and all the rest of my ancestors bust their tail in them fields for us to go back to the fields, absolutely not. That's not progress. We're trying to heal from ancestral trauma. We're trying to heal from that. That ain't happening. That produce could rot in them fields before we go back to them fields. They need to let them know that.
This is breaking news. Texas farmers are sounding the alarm on this tariff war. And in more breaking news, nobody cares. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me or maybe it's some of you too, but as far as farmers sounding the alarm, I don't care. I have to admit, I don't care at all, because the last time Donald Trump was president, 100,000 farmers across the country lost their farms. Yeah. So overwhelmingly, farmers voted for this man again, knowing full well of his history the last time he was president. So from me to you, farmers, I don't care. I don't care how bad things get for you. I don't care if you lose your farm. I don't care if you... I don't care. At least I don't care to hear about it. I really don't. because this is exactly what you voted for. And you're going to get what you voted for. You're going to get 4 more years of Donald Trump not giving a damn about farmers whatsoever. So, enjoy.
So I just saw this video of this white man who's not MAGA, by the way, or at least he says he's not, but because he damn sure selling the look. But he says he has a fake account over on Twitter, and he joined this group of white farmers, and he's pretending to be MAGA just to see what they're talking about. So apparently they had this group chat or group call where the white MAGA farmers were upset and saying the only reason why they voted for Shitty Britches was because they thought the blacks didn't have jobs and the blacks would come back and work their fields. They thought they were going to get slavery back by voting for Shitty Britches. But they had been saying loud and proud with their chest that immigrants were taking their jobs. Yet, there are a couple of farms here in Texas that overnight lost 100% of their workforce. But immigrants was taking their jobs, right? Racism is expensive, huh?
I was just reading. Green Valley, another meat supplier, U.S. meat supplier. Well, they had to shut down because of all the arrests ICE is doing. Oklahoma, Nebraska. They had to shut down. Meat suppliers upset. Farmers upset. And the farmers are all talking. They're all saying basically the same shit. Well, they thought black people wasn't working. And when Trump said that, you know, the immigrants was taking the jobs from black folks, the farmers thought that the black people would come and work for them even cheaper. So what I'm trying to say, the farmers thought that they were going to have black slaves coming back. So that's why they didn't mind voting for Trump. Mass deportation of the immigrants. Then the black people would come back, come to work, because they're looking for jobs. That's what they thought. They thought they would come to work on their farm, basically for free. You know, black slaves. But then they realized and they saw, well, fuck, black people are working. Well, they ain't coming here to work on my farms. No, we're not. See, because you were lied to. Because Trump told you that black people was lazy and they was receiving welfare, is what they call it. They were receiving welfare. And y'all thought by cutting the welfare that the black people would have no other choice but to go work on them fucking farms for free. That's what y'all thought. Y'all was going to make black people work for that welfare check. And y'all was going to put them on the farms. But see, we black people kept telling y'all ass, it ain't us. It's the white folks that's benefiting from the welfare. They're getting the welfare. It's more of them getting welfare than it is black people. So y'all white folks, and I know not all white folks, but the majority of the white folks, y'all thought that it was mostly black people because that's what you hear on the news. But it's not. It's mostly white folks that's getting welfare. Not black people out there working. So now the farmers realizing, wait a minute. Where the fuck is all the black people that you promised me? Where are my slaves? Ain't no slaves here, baby. Ain't gonna be no slaves here. We ain't doing that shit. We ain't doing that shit. And I'm telling you, farmers right fucking now, the handful of black folks that's on welfare, I'm telling you right now, they'll get that fucking welfare check up because they ain't coming to work on your fucking farms. They ain't even gonna go out there and work in that hot ass sun. Acres and acres of land. You ain't gonna have no slaves for black folk. Those days are long gone.
So some bad news for U.S. agriculture. Farms in Texas are shutting down at an increasing rate. This is mainly due to the fact that their workforce has literally vanished 100% overnight in some cases. Of course, the immigration raids by Donald Trump's ICE department is causing this, and it's leading to complications for the business, and in many cases these businesses are actually shutting down. The issue with this, of course, is that supply chains will be affected. Prices will be increased as food scarcity increases as well. So folks, let me know what you think about this story. The source for this is MSN. My name's Nick. Let me know what you think about this in the comments.
So guys, welcome back. Hope you have watched a very, very powerful message from Texas farmers. Texas farmers are wrecked, and now they are planning to close their businesses. They are not business, they are planning to close their farms. Because of what? Because of what? The crackdown that is happening in the United States. Because Trump, the government of the United States, have implemented the crackdown of illegal immigrants from United States, and these immigrants have affected a lot of the Texas farmers, because you can find that now those are people are being bankrupt because most of the farmers have loans, and a lot of debt is there, and shortage of labor is there, because in those farms managers were the black people, workers were the black people, engineers were the black people, and those farmers are very, not only in farming but also in milking, because the market also affected the same. It is very hurting each and everybody in America, and they are closing their farms now because nobody is showing up in their farms. People have left, or if they are in America, they are fearing to be deported by the ICE. They are being feared to be deported by the ICE agents, because those people are deporting people anywhere they find you. And that is now, they fear that maybe when they might show up, they might be deported by the government of Donald Trump, because ICE, they don't care, and they are operating under the instruction of the Trump. So people are not showing up, business are being destroyed. We have seen now cows, nobody is milking, shortage of supply, because there no any shortage of supply is now happening in United States, and this is now result of the high price of the commodities. Now commodities is now in high prices. People are unable now to manage and buy those commodities because of the shortage of the supply, and these all consequences is from this yellow man is the one who are causing this to happen in United States. And people have now realized, and they have opened their eyes, that in fact they were robbed. In fact, the black folks were right, because Texas, they didn't expect, because most of the immigrant people are working in those farms, and they expected that Trump might might deport other people. They might deport other people, but they may leave the illegal immigrants. But Trump deported the black people and also turned up to those illegal immigrants, because illegal immigrants are the majority on those farms. and now they are all crying out, and they voted for him. But now they have come out and really crying that America is falling. America dream is dead. Because now nobody is now admiring to go and live in America. Each and everybody wants to live in his country. A country that has the freedom, a country that has the good governance, the country that is accountable. But America is no longer the accountable country. It's a country of suffering. People suffer in those countries, really suffering in those countries. And it's not their fault because they voted for their leader. But Trump is not a leader. He is a destroyer. He is a bullfighting. He is very deep fooding. And now even buying our fertilizer is so expensive in notice. And that's the result of voting a leader who don't listen to the people. And he don't listen in people in. Now he's taking the money of United States going to help the Iran and Israel fighting for those. That is not the solution. He is misusing the funds of United States. So let us meet in comment section about the leadership of Donald Trump and the rating that view, because we Africans, we knew it will happen. And Karima is really hitting these people hardly. The Texas farmers, the Maca farmers, they are going through a lot of problem. So kindly guys for watching me. I'm your host, Team Tessie Reaction, and thank you for your support once more. It's not pleasure to have you come back and watch my video. And if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe to this YouTube channels, like, share and comment. See you next. See you later. Bye for now, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Bye for now.